When I went back, I only like really recently remembered like how much I used to love that stuff. Like you could tell jokes and you could dance in this game. Like, that was so like part of the experience of making new characters, was playing with the new dancing animations and the jokes that were specific to each race. I didn't even remember, like, I've been playing this game for years now since I came back. I don't think I remembered a single time that the jokes were physically in the game until I saw an article recently that was like, here's all the jokes that the Fox people are gonna tell, and it's like all their voice lines. I'm like, oh, jokes are in this game, I forgot. If you like /joke and your character tells a little joke, that's like a randomized selection from their like list of jokes. I just forgot about that.
I mean, yeah, you know, people used to have fun with this game.
Yeah, because it was like your hangout thing.
Yeah, and now it's just
you just spend all day in this game just as a de facto thing of like, just, I don't know, I'm in high school, this is what I do all day.
Basically, you showed up like it. I mean, it's
I mean,
not.
my brother
it's not
still does spend all day in this game.
Yeah, people used it as a chat room. Like people would just I'm paying $15.
It was just an avatar for you when you're playing a game where you talk to your friends and fuck around and do whatever. To this day, my brother still does. Like, he kind of has continued to do it unbroken since we first started playing it before Burning Crusade came out.
That's alarming.
Yeah. So does Marty.
I mean,
people who have just never stopped playing WoW. Although in my brother's case, he stopped playing retail WoW and he was playing like the illicit servers for classic WoW for years now. He would like briefly poke in for each new expansion and be like, ugh, and then go back to classic WoW.
Wow.
Whereas Marty's been continuously playing the like modern WoW for the entire run of WoW existing, and he's been like a guild leader and shit. Which I get, because I remember being part of like a little WoW guild community and knowing these people. That whole thing. It was emotional when you'd like quit a guild and stuff like that. You're like, but my friends. I remember once upon a time I was like making a career move essentially, and that I wanted to go up to a better raiding guild, but I was leaving behind all these people I knew.
That's where the hell is the chick? Dead.
But I just knew I could be top DPS on the server. But I needed, you know, a guild that could do anything, because my guild was garbage. Lol, I'm a cow. Just take the armor kits because you're a Tauren. I mean, because you wear leather. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Boop boop boop.
Awesome.
Boop boop.
Fantastic.
I see done the cannon. Fuck.
Did you fall off again?
I gave him 4 light armor kits and he gave me 8 medium armor kits. I'm like, all right.
Oh.
He's got higher leatherworking apparently or something. Or he just has them at random or something. Whoa, this thing just fired under my butt. Also, the enemy's here.
Wait a second. Wait a second. What's going on?
He just fired the cannon I was sitting on.
You can't be doing that kind of shit. That's dangerous.
Did you see that?
Before you fire. Fucking rude.
The first thing he did when he spawned was fire the cannon that I was under. That was confusing.
I was carried. Wait, why did you jump down? Was that the person we needed to kill?
Yeah.
Oh, that was sadly
Smythe.
too fast. I was not ready for that to be so quick.
No, it's just that one dude.
We squeezed him good until his head popped.
Yep, he was wrong. He said it was a chick. As the gamer says.
Maybe she just
oh no, did he not jump down? Is he fighting his way back down?
I don't know.
Sir, just jump, you can make it. We did it.
Sir! Oh no, he's fighting. He's fighting his way. No.
That fool.
I'm gonna go and save him. Wait, don't do that. dangerous to go alone.
What are you doing?
Take friendship. And 5 swipe. Don't hit me with your weak hits. Nailed it. Where you going, girl? Now you did.
To hell.
All right, we did it.
Where all the humans go.
I guess to be fair, he's a lower level than us, so he probably does want these kills.
Yeah.
For the XP.
But just jump. Bird, join chat, you coward.
No, cast. Oh, you.
Did you just attack these guys or something?
No, the
oh shit,
the
they're all
lady attacked
spawning.
us. You shouldn't have done that. And now she keeps healing herself. God
You shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that.
Ought not have done that, my friend. Oh, wait, did that guy just die?
Yep. You got shot by my fireballs. They've got a fireball throwing totem.
Well, that's the way people
One
die.
of the upsides of the fireball totem is you don't have to chase the runners because it'll chase them with fire.
God. You can't outrun fire.
I need a two-handed weapon so I can justify my new spec. How the fuck does he already have medium armor kits?
He said he got carried through a zone and he just skinned everything in it.
I'm just like, how much leather working has he done already? Because I don't have medium armor kits yet.
Yeah, but what's the bar for medium armor kits?
I don't know. But I have level 97 leatherworking and they're not purchasable yet for me.
When was the last time you've been to a leather worker?
The same. That's what I told you. Is I spent a gold respecking, and then I also spent like 50 silver on like recipes and stuff like that.
Oh,
I spent more than that actually, because I spent 50 silver learning the next tier of skinning, and then I spent a bunch of silver on leatherworking recipes. I just buy them all.
I just buy them all.
That's just how I handle professions. Like as they come out, I just buy all the new recipes. Just seems it seems weird to leave any of them behind.
I always forget to go check and see if I've got new stuff for that. Yeah, this is the. Oh, hey, dude. But what if we just?
What if you couldn't cast anything? He lied to us. None of them were chicks.
Yeah, that one was a chick.
We were promised chicks. No, none of the named characters we were here to hunt.
Oh yeah, they're all cannoneers. So they're all men's. Women's don't use the cannons.
Look, more cows. Everyone's a cow. That's K-Jox, the guy from earlier.
Yeah, it is.
Weren't they the people that beat us to the other tower? Why didn't they come here sooner?
I genuinely do not know why they didn't come here immediately afterwards.
That's weird, right?
That is very weird.
Like, we just spent all the time waiting for their respawn, and now here they are. Weird.
Maybe they went down to get the other one.
Weird.
Jumbo!
Ouchies. Boom. I always like the dumb little trick where you can move slightly before your command finishes and it says cancel, but it still goes off.
Yeah, because they used to have the internet latency.
Yep.
Because everyone was on dial-up, so it was fair, guys. Oh god.
If I'm on dial-up, we're all on dial-up.
I mean, dial-up.
How is she in the fight? Stop it.
Stop.
Stop.
So Keith, you're a cowman and you have 2 pet pigs.
What?
You say I'm the furry.
What's a pet pig?
You have
Whatever
2
we
bear
are.
things or boars.
What?
What are they?
That's Andrew,
bears.
an other person.
Oh. Well,
They're druids.
You're all furries.
They're druids, so they can turn into bears, but they're also cow people.
they're druids. They're cow people that can turn into bear. That's even more furry.
I'm a cow person that can turn into a wolf.
You're an anthro furry.
No, the wolf is not anthro. The cow people are anthro, but the bears and the wolves are not anthro.
Wow, that's a
They're quadrupedal.
real distinct difference there.
Yeah, we're ATVs.
Well, one of them is a culture of people with a history, and the other ones are animals.
Wow, that's racist.
Against animals.
Animals can be a
cut-
race, Keith.
They can come at me when they start making art.
I don't. Animals
Hey,
make
there are
art.
like elephants that paint.
This guy wants to fight every single mob.
Have you seen a bird's nest? That's art.
No,
No, that's just nature.
that's just
What
trying
about
to.
Coco
That's just
the
trying.
gorilla? She
That's just
probably
trying to
painted shit.
fuck.
Oh.
That's just a big ol' attempted fuck they're doing.
So wait, where are we going now?
If I fill my nest with little shinies, then the
we
birds
have
will
stuff in
fuck
Ratchet to turn
my
on.
eggs.
Because birds don't fuck. They just like kind of do a fuck on the egg,
Birds
and then the eggs make new people.
Why did I join this chat again?
This is exactly what you wanted. Don't lie to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, did you know the last living Mount Rushmore carver has died?
I didn't know he was
yeah, it was
alive.
on
I didn't
Reddit
know how
earlier.
many there
I saw
were
that.
either.
400 men and women who worked on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh wow.
And all of them are dead.
Dang.
Damn.
You know what that means?
I guess they weren't in a rush to die.
Holy shit.
I mean, they weren't even in a rush to finish the fucking thing. It's still unfinished. 400 people got to like walk away from a job.
I mean, that's pretty normal.
Embarrass us.
Hey man, that's America right there. Do a half-assed job while stomping on sacred Native American territory. You can't tell me that's not as American as it gets.
It's pretty.
Mountains aren't
It's pretty
sacred.
American for for industries and projects to outlive their people that made them,
Also true.
I mean,
while still being incomplete.
the creator's been dead for like a long time now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it? Can you
truly
really
speak
say it's
volumes.
incomplete still?
yeah, dude. It's. 100%
I mean, they've only
complete.
done 4 of the presidents. There's at least
George-
like another 30 to go, right?
George Washington's the only one with a body. Everyone else is still like just a face in a mountain. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Wow, I fucking left you guys behind. That's great. I like being really fast.
I guess
Losers.
Washington was the only guy who was a full body president. Everyone else was just a head of state.
Like,
Ahead of
Oh
state.
my god. Bottom.
What a cursed brain thought you've had. Where are my sea
mean,
dog britches at? Oh, they
I
were
actually have
cloth. That's
never-
garbage. Stupid.
I've never seen Mount Rushmore in
garbage.
real life.
Well, yeah. I
mean,
haven't.
why
I've
would
never.
you?
I've never been past Texas in real life.
Oh, I mean, I've been all over. I just have never gone. I've never had an interest or gone to Mount Rushmore.
No, I'm not.
It just
Go away.
You'd have to-
The
it's in,
same
what,
fucking
North
rogue
Dakota
just
or
challenged
South
me to a
Dakota?
duel.
I believe it's
Ew.
South Dakota. No.
He's
where the hell is
everywhere,
it?
Andrew. The same fucking rogue just challenged me to a duel.
Mayor?
Yeah.
South
Oh, look, he's in
Dakota.
this town. Sweet.
Yeah. He's still trying to duel everyone. Look how cool I am. I'm covered in things that make me stronger.
I'm a rogue.
I've specifically specialized in fighting people in duels. Oh wow, I won. Crazy.
You didn't have time to counter because you're not the exact class that's gonna counter me. I know because I can look and see what your fucking weapon is, and I can tell
Yeah.
you instantly if you're gonna be a problem. Like,
Get a sneaking suspicion he challenges classes he knows he can beat.
that's a pretty
Wait a
smart
minute,
move.
what the fuck? It's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Thomas
Yeah.
Jefferson wasn't even a president, right?
What?
You're not a president.
Wait, what?
He wasn't a president, right?
I don't know. You're the
Thomas-
one that's doing Googling. Why are you asking us questions?
Thomas Jefferson?
Oh yeah, Thomas Jefferson was a president. I'm sorry. I
You
was thinking
fool.
of
You're thinking
Alexander
of
Hamilton.
Jeffrey Star.
What? Jeffrey Star.
Dude, Jeffrey Star 2024. It's gonna happen. We meme, just
What?
keep memeing people into the White House. We're
Can
gonna
you turn
do
your
it
quest
again.
in, Andrew?
Oh, I gotta talk to this guy up here.
Yeah.
I don't know what Jeffree Star is. Is that a person?
He's a YouTuber, right?
Even I don't fully know.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll take that indecision of humanity a good sign to leave the conversation. I don't have any interest in a thing that you don't know is human. or
Yeah,
not.
Jeffree Star is they're a beauty YouTuber, and then they had that big old like controversy, right?
What,
they
were they
all?
racist?
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Just
I
assume
was
they're
gonna say
probably
that,
racist.
That's usually how most beauty YouTubers are. They're usually racist.
Yeah.
But don't take my word for it. We have all the statistical data to prove it. Where
Like,
is?
don't
wait,
take
where'd
my
you
word
go?
for it. Take the public evidence of it.
I mean, public evidence is circumstantial at best because it's never been
Okay.
added to a court, so we can't be confirmed. if
Well,
it is in
that's
fact.
true. We can't confirm that Jeffree Star was in a stand-up sketch on MySpace where they said that they wanted to throw battery acid on black women.
Jesus Christ.
That's circumstantial.
Is that a
I mean, I
thing?
guess. Oh,
It's okay. I have a
preliminary
Wikipedia in front of me,
search.
and we're just all chatting.
Of course,
Are we shit chatting
yeah.
real things that are real?
And an instant search
Yeah.
showed me that Jeffree Star is friends with Shane Dawson, which
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me, as that
Shane
is
Dawson,
literally.
who did blackface skits, which is
Shane Dawson is
strange
literally
choice.
a fucking dog whistle. If you're friends with him, that means something. Like you
That
can't
means
deny
something.
that.
Hey, man.
if you're friends with him, something's
Shane
wrong.
Dawson was the director of 2 documentaries about Jeffree Star. You don't get
That's-
much more like wrapped up in the
Is he
Shane
dating him?
Johnson.
It seems a little.
Wait, him is Jeffree Star?
It seems a little
go by him or
compromised
her?
that at first they were
I'm
like
not
doing some
sure.
kind of documentaries about Jeffree Star, and now they're now in a partnership with Jeffree Star. And I'm like, excuse me?
I guess
That
yeah,
seems
they're-
that seems
the
compromised.
Wikipedia entry says
No, because all their latest videos are about how
Wikipedia was-
like Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star are like in some kind of partnership with each other and like business wise. And I'm like,
He doesn't
this
mind
seems
what pronoun you
this
use
strikes
to
me as
refer to him?
compromised.
Okay.
I mean, the Wikipedia says he, and Wikipedia would never misgender somebody.
Oh no.
I'm not too certain that's accurate of a statement.
That is absolutely not an accurate statement.
Okay.
Oh, I need to go back to
don't-
the crossroads.
Wikipedia doesn't feel like necessarily the most woke dictionary I've ever seen. Like,
Hey, for whatever it's worth, Wikipedia is how I found out that Sam Smith is agender.
yeah,
Because
that's
I went onto their Wikipedia page one day and they were like, they.
the
And I was
most
like,
shocking things we learned about Jeffree Star. Tell me, Cosmopolitan, what is the most 21 shocking things, or 27 most shocking things you learned?
8 will make you poo your
Cool.
Shane Dawson, or sorry,
Cool, the other
Jeffree
guy's
Star has
leaving.
a
I don't have to worry about what he's up to or whether or not we're helping
Jeffree
him.
Star has a birthday. That is shocking. I didn't know it was a living being. That means it
You
was
didn't know
born.
it was a living thing. Jesus Christ.
Another stupid first thing is just like a.
No, I have a bone to pick with Shane Dawson. He pisses me off.
I mean, yeah, he's a scum lord. What do you want?
I got sucked because I started
You
watching.
have the floor, Keith.
Well, it's just like I started watching when everyone was talking about the fucking Jake Paul documentary, so I sat through that, which was like fucking 12 hours of. And like, on some level, I was like,
Watch Planet Earth.
on some level, I
up
was like,
12
kind of
hours.
like, I kind of like the fact that there's almost like a weird sort of like it's almost like a request for empathy, which I always appreciate, is the idea of like try to not, instead of thinking of him as a sociopath, here's what he's actually like in his day-to-day is kind of the vague thing they're kind of going for. But at the same time, he still like did weird creepy shit, like bring in a psychiatrist to try to diagnose whether or not Jake Paul was a sociopath without telling him and stuff like that. And like, and also it's not her
Ew.
specialty.
That's
And
a
like
terrible.
there was a lot
documentarian.
of a lot of creepy elements going on, but overall I was like, well, this is over bloated and kind of a waste of time, and I don't really care about Jake Paul, so why did I do this? But then he started doing fucking conspiracy theory videos, and those conspiracy theory
Wait, sorry. What do you mean conspiracy theory? Like, be a little bit more specific.
his-
Are you talking about like aliens, or are you talking about like the
so
racist
it's-
kind?
They're hard to talk about, but his next couple videos are both documentaries, air quotes, about conspiracy theories. That's what he did after Jeffree Star. I mean, after no, it was Jeffree Star, then Jake Paul, then the conspiracy theories again, which I think he used to do other videos about them before. And these fucking conspiracy theory videos are like equal parts like incoherent and like unethical. Like first of all,
Unethical.
Well, because some of them are just like poorly founded attacks at other people's companies. Like he did the whole, oh my god, the fucking I can skin with my teeth. Cool. I can skin without actually shapeshifting out of wolf form. So when I find random corpses, I can just skin them. So like the big thing that caught people's attention was the Chuck E. Cheese thing with the like, are they secretly taking all of the uneaten pizzas that people leave on their tables and recombining them into new pizzas, Franken pizzas that they serve to you? And like,
wait, what?
Yeah, and people thought this was real because of this fucking video, because of the unassailable evidence, and every single pizza.
What is the unassailable evidence? Like a homeless guy who found a couple in the trash, and he's like, "Wait a second, I saw these yesterday. Hold on a second."
They're like, every
That's
single
funny.
pizza we got is always like, no matter how many we ordered, every pizza we got was a Franken pizza, and it's like, that doesn't even make sense mathematically. You think every fucking pizza they serve is pieced together from previous pizzas? How often do people just leave like half a pizza and then leave? Never. This is America.
Never.
We're in a recession.
This is America. Boom.
People
boom.
take their
We eat our
pizzas.
pizzas. Boom.
People put their pizza in a box and they take it with them. They don't just like abandon it and be like, fuck it, I'm leaving the pizza
I will
behind.
tell you upright, that is apparently a very American thing to do, because there are some places that are like, what? Takeout? Or like a box? Like, yeah, dude, I'm not gonna eat your whole fucking meal today. Like, box it up. I'm taking it home.
What I was frustrated with is, like, if anything, their argument that every single pizza looked weird was all the more reason that there was something else going on besides the idea that they're pieced together from other people's pizzas. Because like,
they're probably just microwaved.
what is this volume of pizzas that there even are to recycle so
volume?
consistently? It's like, no, all those pizzas are just from fucking. It's just
From
something's wrong.
fucking-
There's just something
pizza.
up with the process of the pizza cutting or cooking or whatever that makes them look like
Yeah.
lopsided, where like the slices like fucking
I'm sure you can
shrink
Google
or
it.
whatever. It's cheap garbage pizza. Chuck E. Cheese's.
Cheese.
Like, that was already
Pizza.
dumb. But then there's a lot of other stuff where I'm
Cooking.
just like, he didn't even fucking try. Like, first of all, I'm like, you're in California. Why are you making up conspiracy theories about the California fires? Like, go fuck yourself. But he, like, a whole chunk of his videos about all these different causes of the fires. Like, the government is shooting lasers from satellites. Here's a video. Here's a thing with this lens, with this video. It's like, it's a beam of light coming down from the sky and hitting this fire. And it's like, it's the government shooting our forest with lasers. And I'm like, first of all, that's clearly not a laser. It's a fucking lens flare from the fact that in the dark you're pointing at a camera at a very bright thing, which is in the cases of fire. Second of all, I screenshotted that picture and I put it on Imager because I didn't know how else to do it without putting on Imager first. Then I right-clicked on it and did a reverse image search to find earlier instances of that image, and that fucking image dates back 10 years. So it wasn't a laser causing the fucking California fire from last year, because it's fucking predates the California fire by a decade. That's what a journalist
Doesn't mean
would
the laser
do.
isn't still up in space making fires, Keith.
I'm not even trained in,
That's
like,
just the one picture of the laser.
that's his
It
source.
could still be there.
That's what he's showing to the
Yeah.
audience as evidence, and I'm like, you fuck.
Well,
No.
Like,
maybe
I don't-
the
I'm not
government
even-
caught on to
I'm
him
not even-
catching pictures
I'm not
of
even
it, and then
trained
they
in this
better-
shit, and I'm poking holes in
Exactly.
your shitty stories.
Fuck exactly, Andrew.
But also, he poses like 12 different theories for the fucking fire's origin that all directly contradict each other, and meanwhile, the people in the fucking comments are like, oh my god, I don't know who to trust anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? Don't trust Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson's the liar.
If there are
What do you mean you
12
don't know who
theories,
to?
then
What do you
that
mean you don't know
means
who to
he's
trust?
Probably.
He's not a liar.
probably
He is
12.
a.
He
is
just
a
posed a bunch of
them?
theories that where only one of them can be true. None of them
Keith,
are, but only one of them
he is
can
a
be true at a
conspiracy
time. And he
investigator.
posed them all simultaneously
Yeah.
and didn't investigate any of them. Meanwhile, one of
He
the,
puts it up there and you decide.
Yeah.
meanwhile,
How
there's
about
like
you make some
several other things in the
conspiracy
video.
videos, Keith?
There's also several
Yeah.
other things in the video that are just not. They're just not conspiracies. They're just stories, basically. Like,
I
we
was
found
gonna
a
say,
thing where
what
like
does
your
that-
phone.
What does that mean?
Like they,
It's like, yeah, he talks about flat Earth, where everyone knows is true.
No, I mean, like they did
That's
some
where I
weird.
expected
They did some
Keith to
weird
go
thing
with
with like
that.
how phones work or something, and it was like,
How
I'm like,
phones
this just
work.
isn't a conspiracy theory. I'm like, yes, the microphone is on all the
that
time. We
like-
know this. We know that the
Is that
microphone's
like
on all
how
the
it's
time.
made?
What?
The cell phone was invented in the 80s by
Yeah.
Mr. Cell, collaborating with Mr. Phone.
That was like I
What's
listened to
also
some...
creepy is like, so I've been on YouTube for fucking ever. So like I remember older Shane Dawson clips that had like the lady that has the black hair and everything that used to be in his skits too.
That's racist.
Back when he was popular for those
The African
skits.
American hair.
But I long since got bored of and stopped watching that content. But she showed up again. I'm like, oh yeah, she wasn't in these other videos I saw. I wonder what's up with her. Turns out she like put out a book about like how she was like almost sold into like human trafficking by her creepy like Serbian mafia like ex-fiance or whatever the hell is going on there.
Excuse me, what?
She wrote a book
Wait.
about. So she wrote a book about this, and so like a third of this video is like her telling her story about this, but leaving a lot of the gaps out because they want to sell the copies of the book. So she's basically doing a book promotion for her like distressing and horrifying backstory of what happened to her. But it's juxtaposed with clips of them fucking looking at Chuck E. Cheese slices. Because what he
Wait,
does
she's
to-
doing the promotion for the book mid Chuck E. Cheese
what
conspiracy
happens is
theory?
that what happens that they make when they make this documentary, they fucking the way that they do these conspiracy theory videos,
There's like
they're
a
like
B
they're,
plot
they're like
to
an
the
hour and a
documentary?
half long, these videos, and they're like it's like fucking it's like watching at Cloud Atlas, where it's like 12 simultaneous
God.
storylines that have nothing to do with each other that are all edited together into one video, and it's just cutting back and forth. So they'll be like,
Shane's
oh
just,
my
like,
god,
falling-
the Chuck E. She's like,
Shane's falling from the side in like a science
coat.
coat, and he's like, lasers and fire and Chuck E. Cheese was made by fucking Serbian mafia selling women to the government and something.
It's rough because like it's the most interesting story because it's actually like it's like assuming it's real and everything, like it's like a distressing narrative of like I was feared for my life and I had to get my son out of there and I thought that I was gonna never see my family again, and oh my god, what's going on with these Chuck E. Cheese slices? I'm like, are you I'm gonna turn around this fucking like let's get that fucking that psychiatrist back that you had from the other documentary. Are you a sociopath, Shane Dawson? Are you okay?
Yes.
Like what,
That's
who
not
the fuck
really
made
a
the,
question anymore.
who the
Like he has a
fuck
whole
made-
YouTube channel showing
just like
that
who the
to
fuck
be an
made this
accurate
video
statement.
and was like, this is okay. This is like a
I mean, he lives
distressing
in
tone
California,
shift.
right? And
Yeah.
everyone who lives in California sucks ass.
That's the thing,
I
is
mean,
like they were like
it's like 90% of YouTube.
when the California fire took out like stuff that was only like in their neighborhood practically, they were like they were driving up and filming all of these burned out, destroyed homes in Los Angeles. And like, I don't think we should be here. It's like, but they're
Might
keeping
be unsafe.
and but they kept it all in the video, and it's like, this is fucking. You're just filming people's burned down houses so that you can make a stupid YouTube video. You're just being an asshole.
Are you not aware
then-
of how Hollywood works?
And then he made a video. Then he made a documentary about this girl that faced like massive bulimia
Okay, wait.
problems.
Are they
where-
documentaries? Like documentaries sounds like it's a real thing.
It's what
and
she
what
calls
Shane
it.
Dawson's
It's what
doing is
it's
not,
what they're called, and what fucking Philip DeFranco calls them too, to try to legitimize them. And I'm like,
Okay,
and signal
look,
boost them.
you
I'm like,
can-
I'm really mad that everyone's calling me these anything vaguely legitimate. But what
Yeah, but
happened?
this is like you can't just rebrand a thing. Like,
After a bunch of really
documentaries are real.
garbage, after a bunch of this garbage, what happened is that he there's this one girl that was on YouTube that she's specifically known for her like distressing body issues, where she was massively underweight, and it was worrying.
Oh, I heard about that.
Like-
Eugenia?
Yeah. And so like she comes back and she looks healthier and all that, and like, and it's supposed to be good news and all that, but then he's like, I'm gonna do a documentary about what happened with you and like what you were feeling and how things went and like all this other stuff, and like he basically in the documentary he's basically told not to even bring up certain things and not to discuss certain things with her and not to ask certain questions, because those are like the kind of triggers that could lead to her like downsliding and everything. And he fucking says those things in the video, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
trying to
No,
make
like,
her
you should've-
downward spiral
say
so he
this.
has more content.
Like you should be
come on,
making
Yeah.
like you shouldn't be making this kind of video if it threatens the person into like damaging them again and stuff like
that's
that. Like what the fuck?
Why you make the video?
And now all of his videos are about how he's in a partnership with Jeffree Star, which was a previous subject of his documentaries, and they are themselves a commercial because they're selling makeup. Like the whole thing is that it's about them making makeup, which they are then selling. So the entire documentary is itself like a brand integration of a thing that makes him a bunch of money. So I'm like, I don't like anything about Shane Dawson. This is
Doesn't
all
sound like a documentary.
these are all bad things.
Like none of what you described as a documentary.
No, it's not. But they're legitimized as being documentaries. They are de facto the most successful quote-unquote documentaries in the history of YouTube, with shocking like dozens of millions of views per video nightmares. And they're
Okay,
just,
I mean, yeah,
You know,
kids
that's
don't have
more
a
of
lot
an
of time.
expose. That's not a documentary.
now it's a commercial.
Yeah.
Now that
really.
he's
It's always been a
profiting, now
commercial,
that
Keith.
he's profiting
The Chuck
from the
E. Cheese
subject
one
matter,
was about a
they're
woman's
even a
book.
commercial.
The other one was probably about
Yeah.
someone else's thing. They're always commercials interlined with like
Yeah.
some bullshit content.
That's basically YouTube as a
I was
whole.
just that left such a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, okay, if you want to cover your friend's distressing thing, like that's fine, like I guess, but why is it intercut with the fucking Chuck E. Cheese video? Like, why is this not a standalone video? Like, what the fuck
because
is wrong
it's more
with
than
you?
good. It's great.
Probably because her thing wasn't compelling enough to be its own standalone video.
Why
in
is it
Shane
so?
Dawson's eyes.
You know what? That might be a fun project. No, it won't be fun, but it's a project
No.
to think about. I was just thinking of the idea of like, what if I sorted all the YouTubers by most subscribers and then went down the list? How far down the list of YouTube channels do I get before I get to one that I don't find distressing? And that also isn't a musician.
Well, you're gonna get T-series. and
Yeah, it's like
then-
you get T-Series, you get PewDiePie, you get Shane Dawson. It's like, this isn't a great
Well,
list.
T-series
You're basically
isn't
going to
really
hit
that
music
bad.
channels
You get
and
Paul
corporations.
Brothers, and it's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
and
like
then-
this list. Can I have a better list? YouTube.
I mean, success is defined by
This
how
isn't
bad
gonna
of a
be
person you are.
distressing. It's just a bunch of clips of Bollywood movies,
No,
basically.
I said things that aren't musicians. So T-Series is just disqualified by default because a bunch of like song
well
and dance
then,
videos.
yeah.
Because musicians always have
Yeah.
inflated viewership, and also it's kind of their YouTube channel. I don't count them as YouTubers because their YouTube channels are kind of incidental to what they're doing.
They're also
like
not
a clip
managing them.
archive.
They usually have like a company that manages it.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's
like
not even,
their
like,
career is
own
their
content.
music, and their YouTube channel is just one of the many places they upload their music, and just
Yeah.
de facto does well because people like to just have their YouTube play music. That's why there's a YouTube music service. But like, yeah, I wonder how far down the list I'd have to get before I got to a very successful channel that I'm like, you know what?
I'm sure there's probably
That's all
some
right.
like really innocent.
Like, I don't know how high on the, how high
channel.
on, how high on the list is like Nerd City. Nerd City seems kind of alright. Are they? I don't even know if they're
I'm
popular
sure
or not.
Vsauce is probably really high up
Oh,
there.
Vsauce
actually.
is pretty. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's
gonna
like
look up
As
the
as
most
as,
subscribed channel.
memeable as all that is, they're not like worrying usually.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of their
Vsauce has
a lot of
14
their,
million subscribers. Good
Jeez,
for him.
fuck. Okay, he's probably the top one then. That he's probably my. If you do the Venn diagram of favorite channels and actually successful channels, I guess that's like the weird list filter winner.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
never
of
said
That was
satisfied.
phrased weirdly, but I get the gist
Yeah,
of what
they're,
you
well,
said.
they're never satisfying answers. They're just like they're the answer you get from the number crunching, basically. It's like when like it's been a decade now, but last decade Metacritic was like the #1 band of the decade is Spoon. And we're like, yeah, I mean they're all right. Because they're like they just made some rules and that was just the ultimate winner. Is like they had to have made 3 albums this decade and they have this high of an and then it's basically like they have to have 3 albums that decade and they have the highest average review score across the albums that they made that decade. So everyone's like, it's not Eminem, I'm mad. Just like how when Arcade Fire won an Emmy, they're like, that's not Eminem, I'm mad. It's always Eminem.
wait,
Everyone's
why are
always
so many
mad that
people demanding Eminem
everyone's always
win?
mad that Eminem didn't win.
Why? What is he doing? Is he
I
still
don't know.
alive?
That's just what I always hear.
Nah, he hasn't really been doing much of nothing.
I saw a
Eminem-
very angry Trump rant once. That was like a rap or something.
Eminem
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
still.
No, there was
alive?
yeah, I think that was what it was. When Arcade Fire won the Emmy, they're like, "Who's Arcade Fire? Why didn't Eminem win?" And then when Spoon won the Metacritic award of the decade, they're like, "This isn't Eminem." It's because Eminem's the only rapper that white people know. But boom, and that's not for any systematic reasons,
Damn,
I'm
that's
sure.
the hottest of take.
I'm sure that doesn't have any worrying racial elements to it at all. That They only know Eminem.
I mean, it probably
But
also helps that he has a movie about him.
But yeah, like that, when I talk about Vsauce, it's like they're not even close to my favorite channel. But if we do this particular weird filter of like, what's the least worrying channel I like, we get there.
I mean, there's also Macklemore, who's a rapper that like is super well known.
I don't think I know Macklemore.
He did Thrift Shop back in like 2013.
Getting these 60 tusks is gonna take a while. Do you have this quest, or are you just helping me kill things? Okay.
No, I have the quest.
Yeah, I don't have that quest.
I always realize I have to check with you, or I'll be in trouble.
Yeah.
So welcome to the politics podcast, Bird. That we pretend is a World of Warcraft playthrough.
They're very obliquely discussing politics. I mean,
Normally it gets a little
if
bit
you wanted
more
this to be a real politics
intense.
podcast, it'd either you watch the impeachment queries.
I have plenty of
I
news.
can't bring myself to, but we were discussing elements of that last time.
Yeah, you are disgusting.
Because Andrew's been watching that stuff somewhat.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Yeah, I already
the
talked about
obscene
them with
amount
somebody
of
else
stuff.
today, so I don't want to talk about them again. But you should watch them. They're cool.
But it's just white people lying for 6 hours.
I had to endure
That was a bit of a weird take.
to endure a coworker making really
I don't
enjoyable.
recall. No, I wouldn't say that. I don't.
It's way. Your preconceived notion is very, very far away from how it actually went down. Like
I
you
don't know,
would probably get a lot
I watched
out of watching it.
I watched like 2 hours of a hearing while I was in a hospital waiting room, and I'm
you
just
really
like,
should-
I'm gonna fucking shoot myself. Like I
really gotta.
I wanted to die.
They really got a lot more interesting when you got to the Sondland stuff, and then Dr. Hill and stuff like that.
Oh god, the best Noonan gif came out of the Sondland.
Oh, I know.
Where he just like just turns the mic off and looks at the other guy like we're fucked. Like,
Yeah, the part
was the other one where it was when Swalwell was asking Dr. Hill like, are you aware of the Daily Beast article that shows that Devin Nunes was collaborating with La Parnas?
Maybe I'll Google like a
And-
supercut.
That's fine.
I can't.
The last
I
that's
can't.
really
days are
disingenuous.
the
I
best
can't
part.
just
because
sit there
there's
and
a-
watch it.
it's tough because there's a lot of times where the Democrats are being super fucking grandstanding at times. Where it's like, okay, shut up, Schiff. Like I
When I
get
saw
it.
it, it was just people very, very, very slowly and calmly arguing about very, very pedantic semantics, and I'm like, I want to die.
Yeah,
I don't want to
learned-
be here. And I
had
was
to
stuck in a
learn-
waiting room, and I'm like, this is my life. I can't leave.
Yeah.
But this is all that's
One with
on.
Heresy and
I was a captive audience, and I still didn't want to watch the hearings.
I've been watching them consistently, like the whole way
I also just
through,
don't
like,
have faith in the system because it's proven
Jesus.
it's just proved unsuccessful
you should
at
really
doing the
watch
right
it. So
thing.
Fucking
Yeah.
American dream.
I've just watched
Like-
the system fail over and over again for like the last 4 years, so it's really hard for me to bring up the will to.
It's been no.
It's like
I mean, the
listening to
American
it's
system.
like listening to the Kavanaugh hearings, and it's like everyone was pretending to care at best the whole time, and so it's like, why did I even sit through this? This is such a fucking waste of time.
The nadir of like what's been going on the
I mean,
past 4 years.
we just
you're
had-
gonna walk away with a negative impression.
We did just have a really good. The Supreme Court just had a really good statement regarding subpoenas for White House aides.
Took me so long to find my dispel poison skill that the poison
because
just
they
went
just
away on its
ruled
own.
that-
Don McGahn.
Well, they ruled that every subpoena has basically, if there's a subpoena for something that can't be decided on between the House, like the judiciary or the president and the Congress, then like it's just bring the subpoena to the Supreme Court and they will decide if that person should be allowed to be interviewed, which is the entire purpose of like a fucking 3-part form of government. Because the idea was like they were arguing that that it should just be either they should always be allowed to be interviewed or they should never be allowed to be interviewed. And there's like, or we can go with the third option where we do our jobs and we decide on a case-by-case basis, like the fucking Constitution wrote.
Yeah, but the Republican approach to government has just been to not do their job.
which is
So
fine
they would
because
like
the
to
Supreme Court was
continue
like,
to
well, now
implement
that we got
systems
Betty
where they
out of the
can
hospital,
not do their job.
I mean, I don't know. I think there've been at least the Supreme Court's been pretty on point lately. They haven't been too garbage at their jobs.
I just want to
is
see
surprising.
I just want the season finale to come out, and then people can tell me whether it was worth watching.
The season finale is we all lose no matter what happens.
I don't want to
whether he stays in
I don't
office
want to
or
get
we don't.
disappointed by government Game of Thrones and how it actually ends really shitty, and this was a huge waste of time.
So,
Man,
I mean,
for a politics podcast, these are some very weird takes, Keith. Like, I didn't watch any of these things, but I don't want to, and it sucks.
are you saying that?
Politics?
Wait, what's that? Is that the right person? I might be getting.
I mean, have we been watching the same America? Like,
What's?
Are
Yeah,
we-
are you seeing?
are you not like wrung out by the continual disappointment of never seeing Trump face any consequences for anything? Because boy, he never faces consequences for any of the things that he's totally
I
going
mean,
to
New
face
York-
consequences. It's almost as
New York is
exhausting as like every 6 months getting a new explanation for why YouTube's going to come crashing down and I'm doomed and I need to go find a new job, and then mysteriously I just stop hearing about it midway through the process and that problem goes away.
I love the current exodus, which is everyone's assuming that everyone keeps assuming that Kappa's gonna do something
Well, it's
to
like
them.
there's Adpocalypse, and then there's like article whatever that happened in Europe, and then there's Adpocalypse again, and now there's Kappa and Elsagate, and every single time one of these things comes up, nothing happens to me. Literally never affects my life in any way, but I get stressed out about it for several weeks. So I'm like, that was pointless. It never came up.
Don't worry about Kappa. It's none of your business, and it never will be your business.
As far as I can tell, the people that keep telling me to freak out about it are being fear-mongered like crazy by people that are actively misrepresenting the situation, which, to be fair, one of those people is YouTube, who is trying to use
theory.
as far as I can tell,
Game
YouTube
Theory's
is
super
actually
fucking baited. I can't
Yeah.
believe.
Oh yeah.
They're
They had
like,
a
is the
thumbnail
channel
of him,
gonna
looking
end?
sad.
I was like, fuck off.
Yeah, I haven't even watched that video because I know that the answer is going to be no.
I wish
But-
the answer was yes. Like that would actually be good. I'd be excited.
Yeah.
Throw a fucking party for you, Matt Pat. Get out. Like fuck.
But as far as I can
If
tell,
Kappa
YouTube's
brought-
strategy, and this was brought up by Folding Ideas, is like YouTube's strategy is to freak out all of their creators, because those creators can mobilize their audiences, and then those audiences can be used for political bartering with the people that actually are implementing the system, and that can like defang the thing where YouTube has to actually take responsibility for the thing they're doing, which is gathering data on children
And selling that data, which means they're profiting off of innocent children who have no conceptual idea what it even means to be profited off of in a fucking world.
Meanwhile,
Like,
if they
it's-
have enough data to tell that these people are children, then they have enough data to stop gathering data on them.
Not only that, they have enough data to determine that they
like they
probably
can
should be stuck in
absolutely be-
YouTube Kids.
They can actually,
Like,
they can
should-
absolutely take those that data to be like, we've determined that you're a child, and then instead of being like, here's your child targeted ads, it's we will now stop serving ads to you, and stop gathering data on you because we know that we're not supposed to.
Well, no.
Like the whole problem
It's
here
not-
is that they would get to a point with these people where they realized, oh, this is a child that we can serve ads to, and then weren't like, oh, we're not supposed to do that. Instead, they're like, we should totally do that, and that's why we're like this. So like they just need to stop serving targeted ads to children.
And so the whole fucking FTC
stop
thing about
buying
like you're
targeted
gonna get
ads for
fined
children in the first place.
$40,000 is just out of proportion. The $40,000 fine goes to fucking YouTube. Like,
I was always really skeptical.
You are never advertising to children. Literally, you are never doing that.
They were saying that
if
they would
Kappa ends
target.
up bringing down Game Theory and MatPat, then you know what, it was worth it.
I mean, that's true.
Well, no,
I would definitely
they were
be in
saying
favor.
they were saying that they might target content creators.
MatPat.
They can't.
But like
that's
the
not what the FTC is doing. The FTC has no interest in
But I'm
targeting
saying like
them.
the idea that the idea that an individual like me, for example, would get fined for $40,000 has definitely always felt like one of those like far right outright lies that people say about the evil government, basically, where they just
It is.
massively
It always will
misrepresent
be.
a situation. Because like there's no universe where like I'm getting charged fucking $50,000 for making some video game videos where I myself make like $1,000 a month. Like that's
Yeah.
not
Alrighty, I'm gonna head
that's
out.
not that's
Take
always
care.
how like conservatives
Alright, see you,
pretend
Bert.
the government works. I've had that
Yeah,
conversation
it's-
so many times.
It's really stupid, and I hate that it's I hate that people are so gullible that they won't use the fucking company's website that's tricking them to just do basic fact checking. Like, if you just Google what COPPA is, you'll find out that COPPA can't go after individuals. It's for companies to prevent them from fucking advertising to children. And you know who's not advertising to children? Hopefully not you. You shouldn't be selling t-shirts like Jake Paul to children. That is illegal.
I'm just getting kind of wise to the fact that like YouTube absolutely never communicates anything well to any of its creators about anything basically, but
Yeah.
gets weirdly concise and vocal whenever it's time to like deal with
Rally the
its
troops.
interpersonal problems with
Yeah.
individual governments and ways of doing things. So the moment like the article thing's happening or COPPA, suddenly YouTube's really vocal and suddenly like it's all about working with its creators about this thing or that thing, and it's like, that's because you're mobilizing us to make millions of people yell at those people, aren't you?
Well, no, it's, hey Keith, hey
'Cause it's
Keith,
like-
you want to know what quid pro quo is?
Like this is one of the many weird insidious elements of capitalism where like the company, it basically misrepresents reality in order to mobilize you as a force for its benefit.
A free force, mind you.
Yeah.
They are free. They don't have to pay a lobbyist group to do this for them. They can just get you dumbasses to do it. That's what the point is. If they threaten your livelihood, which you think is at threat because you have no fucking idea how YouTube works, then you will be way willing to go stop a thing that could end your livelihood because you don't know how it fucking works.
Yeah. Did you see my tweet where I broke down the people that follow my channel? The
Yeah,
demographics,
where-
which of
yeah,
course are potentially unreliable. Although I think that I'm not sure, but I think that the demographics that you're given on YouTube above your audience, I don't think that they're from the age those people say they are. I think that demographic might be from what AdSense and so on has determined their real ages to be. You know what I mean? But even if it's not the case,
I don't
though,
know. I can't make a guess on what
even
that
if that's not the
system
case, there's
is.
all the different age demographics, and like it basically just proves that I don't have a young demographic to worry about in the first place.
Yeah.
Because I have like 36% of my audience is 18 to 24, 38% of my audience is 25 to 34. The 13 to 17 is only 5% of my audience.
That's enough.
It's
That's
just
a big enough percent.
fucking nothing. And so if you go by that, and, well, to be clear, 13 to 17 year olds, that's not COPPA kids.
No.
That's
COPPA's under
those are
13.
older people. So
Yeah.
like the thing is that people under 13 are not tracked in this thing. It doesn't tell you how many they are. But you can see the tapering off of like, oh, the two demographics that are above that are 36 and 38%. The teenagers are only 5%. So imagine how much smaller than after that the kids are. The under
Yeah.
13s, if so few people are watching me at 13 to
don't-
17. So I don't
I'm
have
gonna
a
be
child
honest with you,
audience.
Keith, not to be rude, but I don't think you make content that's interesting
No,
to
I
kids.
intentionally bore children.
Yeah. Like,
I
it's
intentionally
not-
make content that will alienate people that annoy me, so I don't have to deal with them. This is a
What weird
reoccurring
fucking shit is
thing.
that?
No, this is a reoccurring thing.
I'm
Like
gonna
I
hate
play,
you enough to
I
not come
specifically
back.
almost exclusively play games that are not the most kid friendly. I play CRPGs and puzzle games as a dedicated time slot on my channel. And now we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, kids are
and
mostly
now we're
watching, like,
doing
Call of
political
Duty
ranting
and
and WoW and
shit like that.
Warcraft to scare away the right. Because I don't want to deal with them either. No, this is strategic. I know what I'm doing.
I mean, I know.
I know what I'm fucking doing. I think about my job a lot.
I mean, that's fair. You don't have much else to really
Yeah.
worry about besides your job.
I don't want people coming into my Discord and talking about how like, oh, you should actually ban shovels because those kill more people than guns. I'm like, I would like to pre-alienate you, please, so I never have to hear from you. Thank you.
Ban shovels.
Yeah, that guy was an idiot.
I mean, I agree. We should ban shovels because we should have robots do everything for us. Why do I have tools that are
boom,
human use?
galaxy brain take.
Don't even need tools if
Don't
you've got
even need shovels
labor.
if you don't need to use arms anymore.
Right? What even is a modern society with tools? You know what uses tools? Stone people. We're not stone people. We're advanced civilizations. We use non-tools.